Travis Wayne Goodsell. Again, the lawyers are defiant. As chaos ensues, as the stock market continues to plunge again today, as coronavirus is now officially a pandemic, and our dear beloved president may actually die from coronavirus. A coup d'etat of a coup d'etat by his own people. So, yeah, don't be surprised if the LDS Church soon comes out and says, conference is canceled, guys. We're already seeing quarantines taking place in America. New York is getting quarantined as they came out with a way to save or generate money during this time, creating their own sanitizer. So, total chaos. So, again, let me remind you of the evidence that I present at the beginning of my videos from now on until the church conforms and complies to the punishment affixed to their crime. The evidence is my 2008 lawsuit against me. The Church of Jesus Christ is number 2, and because of the First Amendment, those who file a complaint are to have a prosecuting attorney on their side. However, I didn't get the prosecuting attorney. Instead, they did a switch like you do for traffic court. You know, it's the cop who makes the accusation that you're speeding. But if you want to appeal his judgment, you then become the prosecutor, accusing the officer of being wrong. Totally messed up, but that's what Utah did to me. And then instead of helping me with my case, my complaint that I gave them, they turned it around on me to prosecute me on behalf of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So the bullies bullied the victim yet again. And it's an open and shut case because the evidence is court documents. You don't get better than that. You know, when somebody's murdered, you have to try to piece together what weapon was used to murder the guy. Then you got to figure out who it was that did the murdering with the weapon, and it's kind of difficult to actually get the evidence put together to identify who the real person is that you need to sue in those cases. But in this one, they gave the evidence with their own filing against me by turning it around. Instead of helping me, they turned it around to accuse me. That's the state of Utah for you, where if you've done nothing wrong, you've got everything to fear. And so it's made worse because the church would have probably tried to argue that it wasn't them, it was the state of Utah. So they're sort of innocent in all of this. That, you know, hey, the things just happened. Well, the problem with that is that after they sealed the case and the church had disappeared all my comments on the Deseret News before 2008, they began paying the person, Nancy Cohn, as you see there in the picture lineup, She was the one who gave the report to the judge saying, yep, lock him away. No trial for him. We'll drug him, keep him disappeared from society. That's my recommendation. And my lawyer refused to argue her report. And I was furious. But it was his team that reported it to the judge in the first place to have Cohn. And of course my team were Mormons, one of which was my mission companion in New York, Newburgh specifically, for 6 months, because Mark was unable to get along with me and kept complaining to the mission president as we'd have to do splits almost every single day as he went to complain about the new thing about me that he didn't like. I don't understand how he's survived a mission and how he got married and whatever, but I had fun with him as he tried to threaten me to plead guilty. Bastard. But again, that's how the church functions. And the church paid Dr. Cohn, as you saw there. I reported that to Judge First in my federal case against the church on November 1st. That was the evidence I had planned to bring out if this were to go to trial. And so I let Judge First know about it on November 1st. After November 1st, I refiled as she requested, as you see on the docket, and lo and behold, after I filed, I checked the website again, and nothing. She changed it. The church was gone, and either she or the church were trying to cover it up, or at least not show that she was getting paid. Unfortunately, they got caught. I filed the second motion for service of process that you see there, informing Judge First and the court of this attempt to cover up the crimes, and again urging that they follow the law and grant the order for service of process. Still they refuse. They want to protect the church in this, even though the church is bloodied, with the weapons in their hands and everywhere, fingerprints on it, videotape coverage of them doing it, audio of them planning it. It's just, the church has no escape on this, but they're doing their best to let the church get away with it. And like I said, the lawyers are also now aiding and abetting, violating their own licensing laws and the bar association and whatever else. I mean, this is the worst scandal the church has ever faced in their entire existence, and I'm talking about worse than the Edmunds-Tucker Act. That was just over polygamy. And so if you're thinking, well, just because she was advertising the church doesn't mean that the church was paying her for the advertising, doesn't matter. I'm still going to subpoena the financial records if this gets to trial. It's not going to go to trial, but this opens the gateway to see the financial records, all the financial records, worldwide. And so that question can finally be answered. How much more than 140 billion is the church actually have? and so the website of hers confirms she was in conspiracy with the church. Conspiracy means a crime committed with more than one person, thus 2 or more. That constitutes a conspiracy. It is not fake news, as people who commit these crimes tell you. This is a legitimate criminal action taken by more than one person against others. And that's what the evidence shows. And so if the church is paying, that just adds more to the validity. But it opened the gateway for me now to expose the church's financial records, so that we have to find out how much is the church actually giving this person, and were others involved in this also benefited by what they did to me. So we need to open all the finances to find out every single nook and cranny, and yes, it will reveal other crimes, and the church doesn't want that, which is why it will not go to trial. The church will not plead guilty. They will not plead not guilty. They cannot allow it to go to trial. The church is ruined. They're done with, destroyed. And so the coronavirus is sort of like a godsend for them, as they're probably hoping that I'll die, or conference will get canceled so that the public won't be aware of it, as the coronavirus targets them of all people. They're all over 60, I believe. There may be some in their late 50s, but the coronavirus targets old people. They're in big trouble, not me. And so it's not looking good for the church. And you can say it's the wrath of God, but as I read to you from Alma chapter 3, we, humans, cause our cursings, not God. And so we cause our blessings, not God. And so if we listen to the laws of physics, the universal laws of nature, and we obey them, we are blessed. If we disregard the laws of nature and we claim that the Spirit is a greater source of truth than scientific truth, like Oaks did last conference, then we're all doomed. So, yep, just thought I'd update you with some extra information about it. I think I'm mostly caught up on all the videos I intended for just today. I have one more, and that's about directed to women specifically, but it applies to guys too, and those of us who are loners in life and don't get the love of a woman. But that's the whole point, is that Mormon dating is all screwed up because of the church. And so they play a real big con on women, especially. They just threaten and guilt trip men. You're turning 26, you gotta be married, you're a menace to society. All you women are so pure, we empathize with you that there are no good quality men out there for you to marry. So that's a little hint, a teaser for that video if I get to it. All hell breaking loose, like I said. That video is continuing to do fairly well. It keeps increasing in numbers. But guys, if there's any of you left listening to this one, Russell M. Nelson is more vital than Jesus. Watch it. You guys aren't watching it. Dude, watch it. There are videos that are more vital for you to watch than others. It's just the manner in which I title the videos that causes the confusion. And so understand this. Watch all my videos on my channel, not just the one that you came to, and then find out, That's because understand there are some gems. Honestly, gems. And you got to listen to the end because I throw in extra fun stuff at the end sometimes.